In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to enhance the skyline of your photographs using three different techniques: the luminous layer technique, the gradient technique, and your adjustments tab over on the side there using a couple of different adjustments. So to begin, first thing you want to do is open your image, the image you'd like to edit, and then you want to go to the bottom right corner here and click on Channels, Control click on your RGB layer to select all the luminous lights in your layer. Then you want to go back to Layer, and you want to Control J with your background highlighted. You want to hit Control and J or Command J for a Mac to make a copy of all the luminous lights in your photograph. Now, because it makes a copy of all the luminous lights, including the lights in your water and rocks, I'm going to disable my background and get rid of any of this unwanted luminous light down in here that I don't want using the eraser brush. I'm using a large brush because I get an easy image to edit with zero hardness, and I'm just going to go ahead and erase it like such. And then after that, you want to switch the blend mode to multiply, from normal to multiply, and reactivate your background. And there you go. There is the luminous layers are enhancing that skyline. You can see before and after. Now with this mode, you can also adjust your opacity to get 50% or so forth, whatever percentage you want. Or you can also Control J when your layer is highlighted and make a second layer and make it even darker. Now if you do make multiple layers, the way I prefer to deal with them is by shift clicking on them, shift clicking on both layers so that you've got them both highlighted, and pushing Control G so that they're in a group like that, like this. That way you can turn them on and off with one easy click. So that is the luminous layer technique for enhancing the skyline. Now I'm going to show you the gradient technique. Now what you want to do is you want to create a new layer with nothing in it. Oh, whoopsies. On top of your background. Then you want to go over here and select your gradient tool, which should be right up here where your bucket is. You'll also have a gradient tool. Now in the gradient, you want to make sure it's selected dark, then transparent. And there, you want normal mode, opacity of 100%. And all you want to do is come down and just decide wherever you want to start your gradient. I'm going to use the mountains and drag a line to where you want to stop. Just like that. And that's going to give you this. Now you go over to your layers and you click blend mode to overlay. And as you can see, that's enhanced it quite dramatically. But it's also added a lot of noise, which I'll show you how to get rid of in a later tutorial. Now, if you want to, you can, with this mode, you can also decrease or increase your opacity to get the desired effect you want. And as you can see, this mode differs from the luminous light technique, and it brings a lot of color into the tops of these mountains, but none into the bottom, which I think adds a very mystic look to it. Okay, and now we're just going to make a copy. We're going to show you the tabs, the adjustment. First thing first, you want to make a copy of the background by dragging it down to your new layer, like this, so you have a background copy. Then I'm going to start by clicking on my brightness and contrast, and just bringing it down just a little bit. And maybe the contrast up a little bit. No, it's all personal. It's whatever look you like. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Now we're going to shift click on both of these to highlight both of the layers. Control G. So we've got them in a group. And now I'm going to create a layer mask. Under layers, go layer mask, hide all. And just so we only have the color on the skyline, we're not going to enhance any of the water or rocks, any of the foreground. We're going to make sure the layer mask is black. We're going to get a nice big brush, really quite soft, and we're just going to paint in the skyline with a white brush. Make sure you're painting on your layer mask, make sure it's selected down in the corner, and just paint in the colors that you want, where you'd like them. And as you can see, there you go. Oh, might have missed a spot. You can see if you've missed a spot in your layer mask, it'll show a little bit of gray or black still. And now a comparison of all three. So this is the adjustments tabs with a layer mask. This is the original. This is the luminous layer technique. And this is the gradient technique.